So I know that players watch my videos and that they learn stuff from them, but I've heard people suggest that newcomers should be watching my videos and learning from them, and with that I disagree. I think my videos, especially my Sands of Time ones, are not that newcomer friendly, so I've decided to make some that are, and this one will be a sandkeeping guide. So I think the best way to teach Sands of Time is with a commentated VOD review, and that's what I'm going to be doing. But first, I'm just going to quickly run down the things you're expected to do as a sandkeeper. So sandkeepers are expected to handle everything related to sand and the timer so that the runners can spend as much time in the tunnels as possible and not have to worry about any of that. They're also expected to call out to their teammates to come back and drop off sand at the appropriate times, as well as to collect all the sand around the hub room. Here's a simplified map of the hub room. You can expect to find sand along the walls and in the corners of the lower layer, as well as the upper levels on the left, on the right, by the Sphinx, and by the portal. So that's the very basics of sandkeeping. Collect sand, monitor the timer, call back your teammates when appropriate. Now let's get into the VOD review.
Word game. If you guys see the word puzzle, let me know.
Yeah.
So you start, collect the sand on the upper level by the portal. Why not? It's what's closest to you.
Okay.
Back right from where we were.
Yeah, mark with one carpet if you...
that is not the word puzzle, that's sliding tile.
Now interesting here, you see Zeus dodging that rusty key on the ground. He's not going to need that as the sandkeeper. Those are for runners, so he's letting Captain Sparkles grab those. Just a nice little play from someone with experience. This I'm not a fan of though. I don't like it when players do levers early. I think they should be getting all the sand they can as quickly as possible, and then they can do the levers later.
Found word game.
I'll elaborate more on that in a bit, but I'm not a big fan of this.
I can find it.
No, I meant to put torch in the hot fire.
Let me run around.
What's the strategy? I forgot.
It's usually bottom floor, I thought, but man, I can't find it.
He's poking his head into this tunnel here. I like it. Doesn't find any sand, but I think he's just looking for the red key puzzle room because Captain Sparkles is looking for that, and he's vocal about it.
This is wild.
There's a fun
wait,
room
it's,
to the
I think
left.
I found it. I think I found it. It's up.
Wait, where's the spawn?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
I don't know if this is worth it. Oh my goodness, there's spiders everywhere.
Yeah.
Back to the levers. Didn't really like that.
Okay,
There's still plenty more sand to get.
I'm
gonna skip this.
We're at 2 minutes with 6 sand.
I like the mental math he does, adding the sand in the timer to the sand in hand. That's a good thing to be doing.
I keep hearing mobs through walls and I don't know where they are. Pete!
That's an early death there, so if a player dies, it's really easy to unlock them. You just go to the tomb, which is beneath the Sphinx. You can see the teammate glowing in their tomb, so it's easy to find them down. You just have to spend 1 sand to unlock them.
I'm over here, yeah.
Oh, now speaking of which, something you should not be spending sand on
Wait, where are you?
is this chest right here. Do not open this. It costs 2 sand just to unlock a little bit of gold. But remember, as your duty as a sandkeeper is to keep your teammates in the tunnels for as long as possible. And if you're spending 2 sand, that's 20 less seconds they have to be collecting both sand and gold. So these you only want to do at the very, very end of the run. Sometimes you'll see people take excess sand and spend it here for the little bit of extra gold. Otherwise, you just do not want to do these at all.
I'm over here, yeah.
I'm gonna jump. I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I've got you. I'm right
Can
to
you
the
chuck
left.
it on the floor there? Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you. Oh, good. We're at 2 minutes, 6 sand, so doing well.
The word game is actually really hard.
What is it? It's got to be Lego related, probably.
I know. I thought it was build. I was like, that's easy, but then crazy.
I like how he's trying to help the word puzzle. It's going to be difficult not being there, though.
Why is this bow there? Goodness gracious.
And now it's back to the levers. And the reason I don't like this is because if you focus too much on the levers, you're not going to collect enough sand in time, and sometimes players will run out of sand and have to call their teammates back before all the sand in the hub room is collected, just because they've been focusing on the levers instead. So that's why I think you should always be getting all the sand in the hub room, and then you can go do the levers. Only after you get all the sand in the hub room.
Wait, you're on gold?
Yeah, I'm coming back out. I've literally dug to gold. I figured out the correct path and everything.
Did you find the gold vault? I can try and go get the gold key back. It's still there.
I mean, I'm just gonna mark it with a very long, like, just arrow into
Has anyone found red path?
And then adding on to it, you can see here, or I got a glimpse of it, that tunnel that he just passed, that's the green vault. And the green vault room will always have a few sand in it, like 3 or 4.
Okay.
And he just missed that because he was focused on the levers.
Dude, this was such a weird word game.
Now this is not a major criticism, a lot of people do this, but I would like to see all the sand be collected before people go work on the levers, because that reduces the amount of mistakes that can happen, where sand is left in the hub room, because people just have not gotten around to collecting it yet.
There's so much sand in the center room.
Yeah, there's tons.
It's up on different levels and everything.
Yeah, I got it.
You can hear False and Sparkles there mention how there's still sand left.
2 minutes, 2 minutes, no sand. But but I'm collecting more sand up here now.
There's pressure plates. I knew that.
I'm glad he mentioned that he was grabbing more sand, because 2 minutes no sand, that's a bit alarming as a runner.
To get up here with the... Dude, this is stupid.
Pete, did you end up getting the gold key or no?
No,
Collecting sand at the Sphinx now. Don't use the Sphinx, by the way, that's the ender chest. It keeps your coins safe at the cost of a 20% tax, but Sandkeeping's not a dangerous role anyway, so
Yeah, you can't.
it's not worthwhile.
If it's down on the bottom.
You know where
Damn.
the blue will be?
The blue key or the blue path?
I've got the key to the path.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, we're at 110 seconds with
Dude, why is there parkour in every room I
couple
go
of
into?
sand.
What the
Okay, I found red vault. I found red vault.
cool.
That's good that, again, he's not calling people back yet, because
I've not even found a path.
still plenty more sand here.
So dumb.
Shoot, 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 shoot. Don't love that.
I'm having the worst time. What is going on? Okay, it'll be down this one, because this is the one I dig through as well. Why? I hate these rooms this time.
Alright.
This is the worst.
Zeus, let me know when you need me to come back, okay? I have 6 sand,
Yes.
but I'm waiting on you to tell me.
Okay. How deep are you?
Pete's a very good teammate for helping the Sandkeepers out with their
We've got 2
coordination
minutes,
of
and,
the
I've
team.
got 3 sand overflow, so I'm doing okay, but I've almost exhausted the...
Okay. I'm at a dead end where I am right now, so I'll come back to you.
Yeah, that'd be great, thanks. There's also the Emerald Key, a vault room that has a bunch of sand which I can collect.
Yes, you should collect that, Zeus. Please collect that. Pete's already coming back, but he seemed to want to do that anyway. I think he said he was at a dead end.
I'm just at the bridge right where you're gonna come out of.
Now, I really, really like this from Zeus. I love how he's meeting Pete at the entrance to his path, so Pete has to spend minimal time in the hub room. And he also gives all of his rusty keys. Now,
I have. If you need.
I don't... Like, it's good to give the keys, but standard procedure is to give half your rusty keys to the runner. So if you right-click in your inventory, it'll give half rounded up, and you just give that to the runner, because now that he's given all the rusty keys to Pete, if either Sparkles or False, his other runners come back and they need rusty keys, Zeus does not have any more rusties to give them. And if he'd only given 2, he'd still have 1 more rusty that in case someone else needs 1, they can have it.
Rusty keys, like I can't.
So that's something to keep in mind.
It's up to you.
I'm okay.
It's a really bad situation if one of your runners is stuck, they need a rusty key to get by, but you have no rusty keys on you, and another runner has to come back and give rusty keys.
So
That really throws the rhythm off.
How's everyone's sand, like, having...
I have 3 sand on me right now.
Okay. Let me find this.
I like Zeus just asking this question, preparing to call back in
I'll just check it.
maybe 30-40 seconds. I also really, really like this. He's poking his head into tunnels, and you see he just gets 2 sand here. And not many people actually do this.
Skeletons up there.
But it's really easy to do, and there he is. He just gets 2 sand. That's another 20 seconds his runners can spend in the tunnels.
There's so much parkour at the beginning of the tunnel.
And you see him looking into other tunnels as well.
Much gold at the end of this.
I don't blame him for not going in, though. Both of those rooms were intersections, and I guess he doesn't want to go down a branching path.
No. I have too much. I have a vault of gold on me, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
Alright,
go back yet.
2-minute
Just
time
back
check.
over
4
got 2
sand on me.
And there's the green vault. Now, the reason I was able to recognize the green vault from so far away is because of these white pillars. The green vault, I believe, is the only room in Sands of Time with these white pillars, so it's a very distinctive way to spot it from a distance.
I think. Oh, what is going on here?
I'm getting some more in the Emerald room, but then
That's something you'll just...
everything else. So I'm
You'll
gonna
learn
rely
things
on you
like
guys
that
after
with
this.
Sands of Time experience.
We have about just over 2 minutes.
And yeah, you can see there's, what, 4 sand in this
I'm
room?
assuming.
It is... You've...
No.
As a sandkeeper, you really should be getting the green vault sand. It's very, very important.
Any sand up here? No.
What's that gone?
The green vault will always be one of these, will always be like directly attached to the hub. You don't have to go
Okay.
down deep in a path to get to
We
it.
are at a 2-minute time check. No sand left over.
It's just gonna heal them.
Jordan and False, are you guys able to come back with sand at any point?
I
Or-
need to check. if I've
Yeah,
got
I
sand
can.
up it. Let me just.
Oh, let me get through this, and I
I
can
have
get.
5.
I'll get more
Okay.
sand.
Do you want me to come back? I'll come back now.
Yeah. If you've got sand, come back now, please.
I've got 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
I'm
be
not,
great.
'cause I'm not too deep into the thing.
Are you heading back now? Yeah, I can see you. All right.
And this is really, really, really good from Zeus. He's looking around, trying to figure out which
There's
outline
another
is
second
false,
check
so
right now.
to figure out what tunnel she's coming back from.
Jordan, how much sand are you coming
Again, meeting her at the entrance.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
was asking some pretty.
you have any rusty keys, by the way?
Like a lot.
You're all
No,
good,
no,
you're all
no,
good.
I don't.
And yeah, this is why you only give half. False just asked for rusty keys, and Zeus could have,
Keep us up
if he'd saved one, he would have been
Yeah,
able to give it to her.
Anything in here?
Tell you. We're at
wrong
we're
way.
at 9. Oh, we're at 100 seconds. 100 seconds.
100 seconds, so someone else is going to have to come back and drop off sand as well.
You came back yet?
Yeah.
Have you dropped your sand off?
I'm almost here. I made a quick wrong turn, unfortunately.
Okay, so we've got about
I'll
2
meet you.
minutes then.
I'll meet
Sparkles is coming back again. Zeus is meeting at the tunnel entrance.
you. I'm here. I'm right here. Just
And this is just really good.
Thank you. All right. Perfect. Okay. this
Pete,
is
you
back
didn't need
up.
any rusty keys, did you?
I'm not
No,
going
okay, thank you.
Okay.
all the way back.
You don't have to look up at the timer every time you place sand and watch it drop in. You can see as soon as it'll say the timer is full right here
150 seconds.
as soon as you fill it to the max. So you can just fill it until it says that and run away. Go back to your other stuff. And now this is a good time to work on the levers. He's collected all the sand in the hub room as well as from the
Dude, can I not do damage to them?
from the entrances of all the other tunnels. And there's no runners coming back right now, so he doesn't have anyone to meet
20
at the entrances.
seconds.
Keep shouting.
So why not do the levers?
Yeah. What's everyone's? I know. What's the
Zero
sand levels?
sand
Everyone? Yeah. 0 sand. Okay.
Collecting a little bit more.
I can
We're
come
at
back with quite a bit.
we're
Just
at
need
90
to get
seconds.
back this area.
90 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, if maybe this, it seems like Emerald Key would be deep in a place like this,
I'm coming
but
back with 11
damn.
sand, by the way.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ooh, nice.
He's being a bit nonchalant for there being only 90 seconds and not having any sand, but
Come over to the northeast.
this team's all experienced, so
Yep.
they've got things covered.
That's me. You. No, run in a little
Grab a
bit.
sand and then I'm gonna go back in.
Yeah, go.
And Pete really, really appreciates what Zeus is doing here. In fact, Pete's even calling him into his tunnel to go meet him,
Okay, well, I mean, I've got
so that Pete can go back to exploring even
sand.
faster.
Okay. We got time. We got time. We got.
It's in. Just keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Keep going into the
Now he's being called back in to get 2 more sand.
Box is on.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I can see this.
If we've got time, I'm going to do some mops and try and get these
Okay.
coins in there.
And yeah, so
Lots of
I
time,
really,
lots
really
of
like this
time.
from Zeus, going into the tunnels and meeting his players. Some people do kind of the opposite. I've seen some Sandkeepers just flicking levers while their teammate
5 over. So
comes
we have-
back to drop off sand, and they have to go all the way across the hub room to drop off sand to their Sandkeeper, and then go all the way back to get into the tunnel. And that'll cost them 20 to 30 seconds, and that's really not good. As a Sandkeeper, your time is generally less important than your runners, so you want to make sure that they are spending as much time in the tunnels as possible. So go help them out with that.
Find that Emerald Key.
Right. 2.5 minutes.
But now's a good time to do levers because now there's nobody coming back.
Yikes.
You don't have to go kill these mobs if you don't want to, by the way. You can just flick the levers, grab the coins, and run. It's a big room, so these mobs aren't that big of a threat.
Okay, I might need a new room when I come back to a specific room that anyone's...
All right, we've got 110 seconds left, so just under 2 minutes.
Anyone
I
have
I can't see a damn thing.
or-
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
110 seconds left. I'd like a bit of a louder call out than that because, again, this is about the time you should be calling someone
You
back.
want me to come back with 2?
How deep are you?
Sparkles is on it, fortunately. Oh, and Falls is here as well.
Bad idea to keep going, or
No,
come back.
I think you can.
don't
Yeah, I'd
believe
start
us.
to come back. I'd start to come back. Yeah, because if you're very deep, we've got 80 seconds left. So
Zeus, there's levers up here, right?
yeah, I've done a couple.
Okay,
I've done a
okay,
few of
okay.
them. I've done a few of them.
Okay.
I like that decision from Zeus, yeah. 90 seconds left. False just dropped off sand, so if you're deep, you gotta come back now. The run's like 13 minutes deep at this
Just because
point,
there's
so
a whole bunch of mobs
it's coming to a
everywhere.
close.
Yeah, I let them out of the levers, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we got 60.
what are we doing?
70 seconds. Well, 60 seconds now.
I have 1 sand I'm coming back with.
Okay.
I will have 2.
If you guys are here on the spawn, go get by the gate.
Yeah.
Can you keep giving me a timer? Because I'm just down
Yeah.
there.
This is standard closing procedures. There's not really much Zeus could be doing here. I guess he could be doing one of these parkours, like up in the walls,
Okay.
up here.
Go. Do your thing.
Otherwise, not much else. I think he's done all the
30 seconds,
levers.
come- Yeah, come
I'll
back.
come back.
Pulse.
I'm coming back.
Don't spend it until she's back, Pete. Don't spend it until she's
Okay,
back.
we're all back. We're all back.
Okay, she's back.
30 seconds.
And yeah, here you see Pete do a sand sacrifice I was talking about earlier.
Run.
There's really nothing else to do with that sand now that everyone's here.
20 seconds. 30 seconds.
And all the levers are flipped, so
DC froze. I'm not here.
Beautiful.
might as well sacrifice them for some coins, and that'll conclude the run.
Nice.
Okay.
Whoa!
Hey, good job, team. Look at that.
All in all, this is a very good sandkeeping performance, one of the best I've ever seen and definitely my favorite. Zeus did all the basics well. He collected all the sand in the hub, he made call-outs at an appropriate time, he also went into more advanced stuff, which I liked. He peeked into tunnels, grabbed more sand, he grabbed sand from the green vault and from one of those puzzle rooms, and then what he did that nobody else does, he met runners by their paths every time they came back with sand, and I really, really like that. I've said it so many times throughout the VOD review, but I'm just going to say it again. That's really amazing. Now, he could improve in a few areas. I'd like to see him collect the hub sand faster. He did some levers early on, which ended up causing him to take a bit of time to collect all the sand in the hub room. He nearly made some callbacks to his teammates beforehand, and he also called back a teammate before collecting the green vault sand as well. I'd like to see him be more assertive when calling back his runners as well. He did it at the appropriate time, but he was kind of quiet about it. And it did help that Pete is a very good comms leader for Sands of Time, that his team was in general quite experienced. But it's nice to have a louder Sandkeeper just in case your runners are not capable of taking over those comms themselves. As well as just a little thing, his Rusty Key management. Giving all of his keys to Pete, the first runner he saw, was not the best idea because, again, False was there asking for Rusty Keys. Could have ended poorly, but wasn't that big of a deal in the end. Overall, though, very, very good sandkeeping performance by Zeus. That'll conclude this Sands of Time walkthrough. I've made another on running, so check that out if you're interested. And if you're a player and you have any questions, please ask your teammates. They are probably very experienced and will be more than happy to help.